Guy Code with Rena Oswald.
Welcome to another episode of the Guy Code. Even in this coronavirus pandemic, Guy Code has got you with enough red pill and manosphere content to keep you entertained during this whole season. Whether you're in quarantine, social distancing, isolation, I got you covered. We have enough content, we'll keep it coming. Now on this episode, we're going to be talking about one crucial thing that every man must do in order to become high value. One very crucial thing. And before I tell you what it is, let me tell you a quick story of my personal experience. Now, there was this girl I was dating about 5 years back, about in my late teens. And I'll be honest, at that time, most of the relationship was through text. I had not built enough confidence to do personal escalation, personal physical escalation is the word I was looking for. And I didn't have that kind of boldness or courage to just demand what I wanted. So I felt better or more confident behind the screen, and I was an excellent texter. People say I'm bad at texting. I was excellent at texting, not because of my own choice, but it's because I had no option and I didn't have that confidence to physically escalate or have that personal, courage to face rejection and all that. So this chick got it from a friend of mine who linked us up, and we just hitched off. And I noticed mostly into the relationship, I was really off pursuing, even though she was like, okay, you know what, I'm already into you, let's do this. My friend, I used to like talking about double texting. I used to almost triple text plus call. Yes, that's how deep I was. And this particular lady, I think she was there's those chicks who are just mainly, they're very attracted to alpha males. And I didn't understand that at that time, because I thought, she didn't like me enough. And she had, there were times she used to go 3 days without texting me back. 3 days or even 2 days texting. I can count the number of times she ever called, as far as I remember, although I can't remember very well, but I remember there were very few times she ever called. And I used to call. And those are the times when she's not replying and I just see her online, I used to go crazy. I'm like, we need to communicate. And I was acting like as if I was her mom, And there was a time that she dead ass told me, you know what, you ask too many questions. Why are you asking me who I was with? Why are you asking me what I was doing at the time? Why are you asking me all this stuff? And to think about it, that whole relationship, I had one major bad habit. One major bad quality. And this is the quality I want to discuss on this episode that you must eradicate in order to become a high value man. You must never be needy. Eradicate neediness. That is the topic of today's podcast. Eradicate neediness. Every high value man does not have any ounce or shred of neediness in him. Why? Let me give you a couple of things. If you're high value and you work on yourself and you are on your purpose, you will never be needy, because you already take care of yourself. You're already, in a good position, and you have options because of the way you take care of yourself in all spheres, mentally, physically, spiritually. You're at your best condition, and this will attract, women, and this actually gives you options. So when you're actually a high value man, you're in your purpose, you're always developing yourself, this will attract women and you will always have options. So even though one treats you like how I was treated by this girl of mine, it doesn't faze you, because you know what, I always have another one who's coming, who will come around and might be even better than who you are. So you always have that abundance mindset, and I think those two things go hand in hand: an abundance mindset and eradicating neediness. I think that those are opposites, because if you want to totally get away from neediness, you have to have an abundance mindset, and this comes from having options. Having options comes from developing and improving yourself. And eradicating neediness, this is another thing I want to discuss with you guys. Eradicating neediness comes in different forms. Let me tell you something. Women they have this thing called, they really talk about a lot, I think even on their statuses and all that, social media, you see them talk about it a lot, this intuition. Now, intuition gets them to feel energies that most men will not feel, because as men we are very factual and logical. If something makes sense, the numbers add up, we do it, we go ahead, we finish the task, we move on to the next one. For women it's different. They feel energies and things that we do not feel. So even when you approach a woman, and I think this will happen to most pickup artists, have definitely experienced this, that you've been told a line like, listen guys, probably been told by another pickup artist that use this line, it always works for me, and you use it like, oh, since it works for him, let me try and it works for me, and it does not work on you. Why? Let me tell you why. Because of where it came from. People say that communication is almost only 10% of what you actually say. The rest is body language and tonality. Now, if your body language and tonality just displays neediness, then whatever you're told, whatever excellent line you're told will not work, because all of that doesn't add up. She feels things that you don't usually take note of, because since you're a man, you're logical. Whatever you say what you said, and you're supposed to be taken for what you said, because as a man, you're told to believe that whatever you say, you mean it, and you take it as a fact. But for her, it's more than just what you say, it's how you say it, and it's your body language while you say it. If all that displays neediness, whatever line it is, it will not work at all. That's one form of neediness. That's the kind of neediness that it displays when you're trying to look something you're not. And I think most pickup artists join Red Pill because they're tired of acting or giving the perception of a high value man, and Red Pill actually makes you become a high value man. Because I think anyone with the right acting and the right probably training or something can act rich, but only really wealthy people will have a distinct difference from the fakes and the real ones. Because every one of us knows someone who acts like they're a millionaire, but if you know real millionaires, well, what, the real millionaire actually acts differently. Even though how much you fake it, you'll never reach to be that authentic as the one who actually is in that position. Now, that's one form of neediness, in how you talk, that's needy. Another form of neediness that can come up is that you feel that you need to say something to be interesting, to say a specific thing to be interesting. And I think this happens when it starts off when we were kids, when you're actually there to go and talk to a certain girl, and that neediness of I have to find something to say to make her laugh. That position in itself, that state in itself, will definitely set you up for failure, because whatever you do, even though it might be smart, how you will express it at the time to her, she will pick up this guy is really unsure of herself, and it will make her uncomfortable. Let me tell you something, guys. When a man is needy and a woman picks it up, she's immediately uncomfortable, because she said, if you're uncomfortable with yourself, then I don't want to be with someone who is uncomfortable with themselves. So definitely I want to leave this person and go to a place that will be more comfortable and secure. Because at all times, man, at any one time, a woman wants to feel comfortable and secure at any one time. And if you bring a vibe or an energy that makes her question that, make her just you know what, it's not as, you know, as tranquil as before, then she will definitely, you know what, cut you out and say, you know what, let me turn this guy down because he doesn't have the kind of energy I want to have at this moment in particular, or at any moment. I don't know any woman who wants to say, let me want to be with this guy who is not even sure of himself and displaying a neediness. So if you really find yourself in a point that you feel that you need to talk to a woman, you don't say anything, because the first thing that will come out to your mouth will be dumb, because you're in a position of really doubt and anxiety, and nothing good can come out of that. Another form of neediness, guys, that you might notice is the kind of neediness that you feel like you have to show your over certain status. I think most guys actually have that, because they do that because, you know, they feel like, you know what, a woman wants a provider, which is true, but you don't have to rub it in her face all the time. You know, I'm not saying even if you have a Mercedes, it's good for you. You don't have to pull out the keys every time you're on the date and show, you know what, I'm driving a Mercedes, I have this, you know, new model and all that. It's a good thing, you know. It shows you work on yourself and you have your finances right to afford, you know, such stuff. But let her know in her own terms, because let me tell you something, unless that what you have makes her changes how she feels, then it doesn't really matter. The only thing that can matter is that if she's a gold digger and it's like, oh, what, this guy has a Mercedes, he might, you know what, provide for me a couple of things that I want, then I will definitely go, you know, choose him, because he will provide the kind of lifestyle that I want at the time. So displaying that kind of neediness, showing of, you know, over displaying of your status, will just end up hurting you, because now you're going to get played, thinking that she sees you as an alpha male. No, she actually sees you as a better male provider, and just end up becoming a provider because it seems that, you know what, all you want to do is flash your money, and she's really into you, she's into what you can provide. So guys, that was a short episode I wanted to share with you guys in this whole season. I know most of you are at home, so just a short discussion we can have. I think you can give your feedback through our social media handles, at Guy Code Kenya on Twitter, at Rene Oswere on Instagram. I would really want to hear what else you want me to talk about in the next episodes. Until then, you guys stay safe, and until next time, bye.